Real Madrid pick up all 3 points in Mendizorroza. A goal from Eduardo Camavinga in the first half is enough to win the game. Kylian Mbappe started the match, despite the fact that Vinicius and Bellingham were rested on the bench. He didn't end the match, though. He was sent off. The first time it's happened to him in a Real Madrid shirt, reducing Madrid to 10 men for much of the game. They held on, and they were helped in the process of holding on by the fact that Alaves also had a player sent off in the second half. Carlos Aleña with an early shot that was blocked by Antonio Rudiger. Real Madrid coming into this game 7 points behind Barcelona. Alaves also desperate for the win, perilously perched just one place above the drop zone. Long ball over the top from Rudiger. It was Arda Güler through on goal, and he didn't make the best of the opportunity. Jesus Awano came out. Awano seemed to miss the ball and the player, which meant that it wasn't a goal, it wasn't a clearance, it wasn't a penalty either. Shot from Kiki Garcia. 11 goals so far this season. He wasn't able to extend that tally. Rodrigo with this corner. Headed away, and on the volley through the crowd, Arda Güler striking the ball well enough, but Alaves managing to clear their lines. Rodrigo dancing his way through the Alaves defenders, forcing the corner. Rodrigo starting up front with Mbappe and Arda Güler. Vinicius and Bellingham both on the bench. Madrid had the ball in the back of the net. Asensio believing that he'd scored his first goal in a Real Madrid shirt. It wouldn't count, though. Rudiger backing in to Awano, putting him off balance, and that means that the goal was ruled out once it had been checked pitch side. Referee Cesar Sotogrado. To huge roars from the supporters inside Mendizorroza. The goal not given. Alaves were very bright in the first half. Really took the game to Real Madrid, pressed them high, were aggressive, roared on by the home supporters behind the goal, kept by Courtois in the first 45 minutes. This one comes out to Joan Jordan. He maybe could have hit the shot himself. Kiki Garcia in the end on the turn, sending his effort sailing over the crossbar. Valverde into Güler. Nicely played into Camavinga. This is a good team move that Camavinga finishes beautifully with that shot into the far corner. It's been a long time without a goal for Eduardo Camavinga. Have to go all the way back to March 2022 for his last goal, but that is an important one. A few Real Madrid supporters already looking forward to the next game for the club, up against Arsenal, when they need to come back from the 3-0 first leg defeat. Brilliant from Camavinga, a player who's had his fair share of criticism this season and was sent off in that first leg against Arsenal, won't be able to play in the second game, but he does his part to keep, plays more than his part in making sure that Madrid stay in the race with Barcelona at the top of the table. Down at the other end, Carlos Aleña playing this one out to Carlos Vicente, and his cross shot fizzes past the far post. He was a real threat for Real Madrid in the first 45 minutes, Carlos Vicente. Time after time, he put the ball into the penalty area. Kiki Garcia did get the slightest of touches to that, but not enough to send it inside the far post. Carlos Aleña this time with the cross. Cleared by Valverde, comes out to Tinaglia. And this is the moment when Kylian Mbappe is shown his marching orders. You can see Joan Jordan with his head in his hands. He's seen the challenge. The referee pulls out the yellow card, but it won't be long before he's alerted by Jesus Gil Manzano, the video assisted referee, that he needs to look at it pitch side, and when he does, there is only one decision he can make. It's brutal, and it has to be a red. Both feet off the ground, no intention to play the ball, and we wait to find out how many games he will miss. Could be between, it's likely to be between 2 and 4 games. Hadn't been sent off since his PSG days. Sent off in the French Cup final in 2018 against Stade Brun was the last time that it happened to him. So what could Alaves do with the man advantage? You can see Antonio Blanco waving his teammates forward there as he pings that one over the top for Kike Garcia to run onto. Asensio just about managing to poke it back to his goalkeeper. It was a close call. You can see the relief on the young defender's face. Just now from the second half as Alaves continue the tactic of putting the ball into the penalty area as often as possible. What was maybe lacking was the quality of the crosses. That wasn't a bad one. Kike Garcia steering his header wide. Manu Sanchez with it. Carlos Aleña rolling that one to Carlos Martin. Abkar combining with Carlos Martin, and the shot comfortably saved by Courtois. Jan Jordan putting the ball into the area. Kike Garcia with the header, comfortably taken by Courtois. And the longer the game went on, it seemed the quality started to be lost from those final balls from Alaves. That made it a little bit more, it made it easier for Real Madrid to deal with the pressure. They were also able to bring on Bellingham and Vinicius, and Vinicius would be involved in the incident that would see Alaves reduced to 10 men. Another cross from Carlos Vicente, but again it's hung up high, there's not a lot of pace in it. Tony Martinez that gets on the end of it, but Courtois makes the save. Santiago Mourinho into Antonio Blanco, who was excellent in midfield against his former club. Carlos Vicente with another cross, but this time beyond almost everybody. Kike Garcia just about keeps it in play. Fede Valverde does very well to make sure the final touch is with Manu Sanchez, and it goes out for a goal kick. Chacho Cadet getting increasingly anxious on the touchline as he watches Courtois pick another one out of the sky. Antonio Blanco's ball forward. This is the moment when Manu Sanchez is sent off. Challenge is on Vinicius, caught late on the calf. It's not as bad as the Kylian Mbappe one, but it has to be a red. He's not looking at Vinicius, but he catches him with the studs on the calf. And off he goes. Caudet's got his head in his hands. He knows that that will make it more difficult for Alaves to get back into the game, and Vinicius is quite right. Worthy of a red. Off he goes. Fede Valverde shoots from distance, not too far away from Jesus Awana's left hand upright. Plenty of venom in the strike. Not quite the precision that we so often see from Fede Valverde. Bellingham plays this one forward to man of the match, Camavinga. Camavinga's shot is blocked by Abkar, who appears to pull a hamstring in the process and has to be taken off. Camavinga, who started the game in midfield and would then move to left back when Fran Garcia was taken off. Moussa Diarra came on for Alaves. Cabanes and Protestoni were other changes. Blanco and Carlos Aleña making way. Despite the fact they had the goal advantage, Madrid kept flooding forward looking for the second goal. And this is a nice move from them. Brahim sets up Lucas Vázquez. Lucas Vázquez pulls it back to Brahim. His shot is blocked. And it comes, fortunately for Alaves, straight out to Tenaglia. Bellingham wins the ball back here. Vinicius rolls it back to Bellingham. Bellingham with the chance to finish it. Awano makes the save. Good block from Jesus Awano. Ball into Kiki Garcia. Out it comes to Carlos Vicente. Lucas Vázquez is cool on the edge of the box and makes the clearance. And when it rolls out to Santiago Mourinho, he gets under the shot, puts it over the top. Lucas Vázquez with this free kick. And that was the last piece of action. And Real Madrid get the 3 points that they so desperately needed. Asensio makes the young fans' day by giving him his shirt. Final score in Mendizorroza, Alaves 0, Real Madrid 1.